Number one, men are behind mentally by 11 or 12 years. So I used to say about they're behind 7 years, but men have actually informed me, and I feel like they're a better judge of that it's more like 10 years.
Women want to date older men. Yeah, I, it's like it's not everyone saw it coming. Everyone absolutely saw it coming. Now, of course, this is something that women have been doing for years, but now there's a big war brewing where women are competing for older men. Let's just go ahead and jump into the video and then we will talk more about it.
So your match in the dating pool is not going to, if you were 20, okay, if you're a girl, you're 20, your match is not a 20-year-old man. Your match is a 30-year-old man, okay? I do have to say, like, just from what I know, men aren't even ready for marriage at 35. I would say it has to be after 37 when they're genuinely considering career, considering just mental stuff, considering spiritual stuff. They're not ready until after 37. I do have to say, like, approach this advice with caution, especially if you are young as me, like around my age. It's going to be a lot of weirdos, like I was saying at the beginning of the video. And so it wouldn't always necessarily be a great match unless there's like all values lined up and you haven't seen any red flags. An older man would be okay, but make sure you have a 40-year-old man vet your man. Make sure you have him meet your entire family and do not ignore red flags. That is like the number one thing that I say on this channel. I hold women accountable. If you ended up with a narcissist and you're talking about, he did this to me and he did, I was unknowing, I didn't know any of this, I didn't know what happened, I think you were a liar, okay? As women, we just tend to ignore whatever we don't want to see. Especially with American girls, okay, and Black women too. We've just been led astray, like in this culture. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're looking for. Scroll on TikTok, the only relationship advice you see is if he wears this brand and if he has a hairstyle like this. So stupid, literally. Anyways, so when I speak about how my view of relationships is, I look at the peak. When do women peak and when do men peak? With men, it's honestly 37 to 50, okay, and then it goes downhill. For women, it is literally 18 years old to 28, I would say. And so what men go for when they have the most options, when they're at that peak, we see true desires. When women are at their peak and have the most options is where we see true desires. With most dating studies out there, we see that women are actually attracted to men in their 40s, contrary to what I hear. Like everyone says, I don't like men age bad. They don't. And when we see men run into a lot of money, they will go younger, okay? Another point that I want to bring up is that for unconscious women who just don't know about energy, don't know about what it is to be feminine, just have not got this wisdom passed down from other generations, age means burden. Age means they are downgraded. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep it down, but age means more breakups, more traumatic experiences, and more baggage, okay? And like I literally heard on a date the other day, I don't know if I've told this on the YouTube channel, that I was on a date and I hear from the table right beside me, the girl, they just sat down and she's like, first of all, I do not play. You cannot mess with me and I will not take this and this and this is what I expect. I felt heavy and I wasn't even the man.
Guys, this is the reality right now where you have a lot of younger women who are saying, well, the writing is on the wall and we need to settle down and find a man quickly because this exploration in, women empowerment has led to a situation where we have a lot more rights, we have a lot more privileges, but our well-being is not sufficient. So we're going to keep everything that, women's empowerment got for us, but we want to find traditional men to subsidize our living now. And by the way, the video kit that you're watching came from the Alexis G channel. I'm going to link here in the description of the video so you can go and check her out and watch the full video there. But it is absolutely insane what we're witnessing now as more and more women are rushing to find older men to take care of them because these older men have the money. Young men don't have any money. And as a result of that, their options are going to only increasingly become fewer and fewer. This is one of the reasons why you're seeing women in their 40s now and 50s saying that older men should not be allowed to date younger women, and older men should be forced to date women their own age. Why is that? Because they want these men. Younger women want these men, older women want these men. They all want these men because these men are the ones with actual capacity for survival right now. Young men don't have any money. Young men don't have any experience. Young men don't know how to handle life. Okay, so it's an old man's game right now, and yeah, but yeah, and you can see that in the Philippines. In the Philippines, a lot of Filipinas prefer older men. They 100% prefer older men. A lot of them prefer older men because they know that they are going to gain access to resources and stability. And that's one of the big problems that women in Western society don't understand. You have women in the Philippines who are raised to be wives and mothers. Women in Western society are discussing femininity right now, saying that, they want to be in their femininity and enter into their soft girl era. What is soft girl era? Soft girl era is a life of luxury and comfort, meaning that these women are still looking for 666 guys, guys that are at least 6 feet tall, have a six pack, and make about six figures a year. And they want to find these men that are going to allow them to live lives of luxury and comfort and be their most feminine selves. How can a person who spends most of their life talking about being masculine, being proud of being masculine, suddenly turn around and say, well, now I'm going to enter into my femininity? It does not work like that. It absolutely does not work like that. Earlier in the video, this woman said that, men are 10 to 11 years behind women psychologically, right? That's what she implied. 10 to 11 years, like what? 10 or two men are 10 to 11 years behind women. If you're talking about in the reproductive marketplace, being able to find a partner, maybe in many cases 20 years, because for a lot of guys have to spend 20 years grinding and hustling to build themselves into a person that will be able to attract a woman. But in terms of psychologically, absolutely not. You know, I think that is extremely disrespectful for someone to say that, but this is just how women view men, and they will always view women think through feelings. They rationalize using feelings. They do not rationalize using facts. That's not their core. That's not to say that women cannot rationalize using facts. They absolutely can when they choose to. But women will always be loyal to their emotions. Okay? Emotions are a currency for them. So they reason using feelings. Their sense of logic comes from feelings. So it's about how they feel, and they use their feelings to make decisions in the place of facts. For a woman, facts are equivalent to feelings. That doesn't mean that they don't know what facts are. It doesn't mean that they're not able to apply thinking based using facts, but they typically will think using feelings until something arises. Like, for example, their feelings betrayed them. They end up in a situation where they trusted their feelings, and it ended up creating serious havoc in their lives. And now they're looking at things through the lens of facts, and they're like, yeah, I should have listened to the facts, but guess what? You know, it's hard for me to do that because, you know, I am loyal to my feelings. And a lot of women will never actually come out right out and say this, but that's what ends up happening. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, consider checking out and subscribing to my newsletter for my personal thoughts and insights. It's a weekly newsletter. You can find a link to it in the description of the video. And also, guys, come join us. Come join the Angry Guy community over on Locals. There's a link to it in the description of the video. It's Angry, and you can visit it by going to angrygalaxy.com. You can, if you want to support the channel or get exclusive content, head over there. It is awesome. It's a space where we can talk amongst ourselves. We don't have to worry about what we're saying. It's really cool. So go ahead and check that out. Women want to date older men now, and I think it's kind of hilarious because as men are walking away, and things are getting worse in the economy, it's becoming much more difficult to survive. Now they're looking for a way out. They're looking for an exit plan. And I just kind of find it funny when people are talking, non-traditional women are looking for traditional men. And they, of course, again, They view everything through a lens of feelings, not facts. So they cannot see why most men, why non-traditional, why traditional men would not want to marry in Western society. You know, when people who are not traditional, and I don't know. It's just how it is. A traditional man wants a traditional woman, but non-traditional women now want traditional men, and they want to claim that, well, you know, they should be perceived like traditional women, even because they are now entering into their feminine era, their soft girl era. But just because you say that you're feminine doesn't, and you're entering into your era, doesn't make you tradition. Does not mean you should be perceived as traditional. A traditional woman has specific traits, and non-traditional women, want the same benefits of being a traditional woman from a traditional man without being a traditional woman. It's pretty backwards. What do you guys think regarding this? I want to know your thoughts on this, so let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWAM and walking away and share.